Chapter 8. Why isn't my life improving? Have you ever read any books about self-help? Maybe you've done it before and nothing changes. Maybe you know people who study self-help, material like the ones that we're studying right now, and nothing changes. It's like they read the books, they study them, but the results don't change. Is there a specific reason for this? Well, in reality, we're going to find out there is a specific reason for this, but whether we're, willing to admit this or not is another thing. Still, I thought it was beneficial for you to at least be able to read about the concept of why your life isn't improving if that is the case for you or anybody else that you know. Because once you study these ideas, it of course doesn't mean your life is going to change out of nowhere. At the very end of the day, we are the operant power. We're going to have to act on the ideas for a change to actually take place. But first we need to become aware of our capacities so we know what to use, what sort of inner potential we should apply towards our lives. When you're studying these ideas and nothing is changing in your life, is there a specific cause for this? There will undoubtedly be people who read about these subjects, that study their own potential, but for whatever reason they seem to be stuck. It's clear they are using their imagination, but the results don't change. This is not uncommon. Depending on how well you understand these aspects to your own potential, it might seem as if you're stuck. There are a couple of things we always have to take into account. When I am imagining, do I really feel an emotional reaction within myself? Do I really feel a burning desire to achieve the very thing I'm imagining about? Do I really feel in love with my dream? Do I really love the goals that I've set for myself? We all possess the power of imagination, but not everyone unleashes a strong emotional reaction through the use of their imagination. Look at it like this. If you're imagining your goal, but at the same time you feel negative about it, whether it's doubt, worry or fear, that is the real reason why nothing is changing. We have to learn to influence our own emotions through the proper use of our imagination. If you are testing these ideas for the first time, you might not see anything improve right away. Don't give up. If you carefully study what I'm trying to share with you, you'll start to understand the process. It is once you can truly feel this emotional reaction of love and all other sorts of positive emotions inside of yourself that your beliefs will change, and therefore the results can finally improve. The more you practice it, the faster your results will change. It all depends on where we place our attention. As long as we're focusing on the current results and don't see any drastic changes, it's a clear indication our attention is not placed on our imagination. Because of this, our thoughts aren't flowing from the domain of imagination. Instead, they are formed based on current observation of our circumstances or limitations. For many people, it will be a drastic change within their own minds, once they start to think from imagination. It's not something we were taught in school. It can feel like as if you're treading into unknown territory. Still, it's worth your time to study these ideas. I cannot describe on paper how much your life will improve once you understand this creative power that lies within you. As said in an earlier chapter, we have a tendency to defend old traditions, old ideas, etc. If that is the case for you, if you are not thinking from imagination and constantly turning back to old thinking patterns, you're essentially defending your old behavior. The question has to become, am I really living the life I want to live? Am I getting the sort of results I really want? If not, change it. You have the power to change it. The only thing you have to do is study. Study the ideas in this book. Then you'll discover new and better ideas on how to overcome your own obstacles. Your life can and will improve once you learn to think from imagination. This means you're learning how to create your own results. Once you can truly grasp this process, you won't stay stuck in current circumstances. You'll learn to overcome and outgrow them. We tend to be impatient. We want to see a change in results and we want it now. If we don't see the improvement fast enough, we give up. Who knows? In the past you might have tried to imagine achieving a certain goal in your life and for whatever reason it failed. This doesn't mean it's impossible to realize your goals. You have to carefully analyze what sort of contradicting thoughts and emotions reside within your mind. You know, the thoughts and feelings that are making it harder for you to turn your imagination into a reality. If you are in love with your goal, the realization of your dream is inevitable. If you doubt, worry, or feel any negative emotions surrounding this goal, it's like an obstacle within your own mind that you've set up, making it harder for your imagination to be expressed. If your life isn't the way you want it to be, change it. We all start out in life with this sort of mental program, causing our minds to be purely focused on the physical side of life. Now we want to change the programming, so we start to function from the domain of imagination. This is how you will discover more and more about your own potential and your ability to create whatever you want. Since results are a form of creation, you can see the importance of studying the creative process and being consciously aware of how it works. Think again of the 4 steps I shared with you earlier in chapter 4. Look at that image all over again, because if you're stuck, you gotta look at the image and really ask yourself, am I living from imagination or not? Because odds are there are some contradicting ideas still going on in your mind that holds you back. Now you can improve your life by using your imagination, by thinking from imagination. Fall in love with your imagination. Fall in love with your goals. Then you become unstoppable. Just like how we as human beings might not be in love with a certain person at first, we can fall in love with them by constantly focusing our attention on all the lovely things we see in them. If you are truly in love with a person, you're willing to do anything for them. If you can approach your goals from a similar angle, it will ultimately improve your results and your life. At first you might not feel in love with your own goals, simply because you have a tendency to think it's impossible to realize anyway. But if you keep analyzing this dream you have, if you keep looking at all the great things it can bring into your life, you can cause your emotions to shift. Keep doing this until a strong desire for its realization and a powerful feeling of love and passion rises up from within. That is when the true magic of thinking from imagination starts to happen.